Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let me start first by thanking on behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam to express our sincere thanks to the organizers, especially to the Indian Foundation, for inviting me to these very important forums. So it is very honor and privilege for me to be a keynote and to be the chair of this keynote section. So to be the chair is to introduce the keynote speaker and then to moderate the discussion of the floor. So I prepare myself a little bit that just to say a few words. But first of all, that I would like to say again, it is really a privilege for me because this evening we welcome the official visit of Prime Minister of India to Vietnam. The first after 14 years, if my remember is not wrong. The first visit by the Indian Prime Minister to Vietnam after 14 years to Vietnam. And it's also special to all Vietnamese today because today is the 71st anniversary of Vietnam Independence Day. Thank you very much. You know that with the strong presence of national leaders, ministers, and senior officers, and expert and academic men here, and I think that we will have a valuable opportunity to look at all issues relating to the Indian Ocean regions. Not only the three main issues that you mentioned here, the culture, commerce, and community, but you can touch upon the other issues like security and development of the region as well. And with strong presence of all of you here, I think that we will end up with the great success of this forum. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the importance of the sea, and we all know the importance of the ocean, and we all know the importance of the Indian Ocean as well. But now, in the context of globalization and context of more and more interaction between the country and different strata of society, I mean the importance of the ocean and the importance of Indian Ocean is on the rise now. And in the Indian region as at large, there's also the changing context in the terms of, geostrategic, geoeconomic, and everything changing there. So the importance of the oceans of India is even on the rise. And you know very well that Indian Oceans, by nature, is vital to the people in the region, I mean the Indian Ocean regions. And now it's also vital to the whole world at large. You know that Indian Ocean connecting Africa and Asia, the two most populous continents of the world now, of the planet. And it comprises, I think, that more than 70% of the world population there. So Indian Ocean is also home to many problems and issues that facing the mankind. So that I think everyone agrees with me that if there's no peace, there's no prosperity in the Indian Ocean region, there would be not very good prosperity in the world. And the peace and stability of all other regions of the world would be very much affected. So again, this backdrop, that I think that the existing bilateral and multilateral cooperative mechanism in the region is that not enough or not efficient enough for the country and for the region to facing the new and old challenges in the regions. In other words, I think to meet the need of the new challenges in the changing international and regional landscapes, we need to have an additional, more effective mechanism, and we need to have to consolidate the existing mechanism, cooperative mechanism in the region, so as to better facing the challenges to the region and to keep the Indian Ocean region the region of stability, of peace, and prosperity. And for ASEAN, I think ASEAN is part of Indian Ocean region. Why? Because of 4 of 10 ASEAN members, it belongs to Indian Ocean. So Myanmar, Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. The 4, the biggest, in different terms, member of ASEAN, belong to India. And all 10 member countries in ASEAN that depends on the sea lane communication through Indian Ocean, that linking the Gulf to South China Sea to Northeast Asia, that linking the Western Asia, or I mean Europe, to the Asia Pacific at large, right? So that, I mean that all ASEAN, we say, that depends on the prosperity and stability of Indian Ocean region as well. By that I mean that ASEAN development and ASEAN future also depends on the great sources of development from Indian Ocean regions. So in that regard, I think I am confident that each and every ASEAN members is and will be taking more and more considerations the relation between ASEAN and relation between each member of ASEAN to all respective members of Indian Ocean regions. Yeah. For Vietnam, then I think that we are now trying our best to be a proactive member of ASEAN. And we are trying our best to be a responsible partner of the world community. To be a proactive member of ASEAN, that means we try our best to make the best contribution to the community building process, to make ASEAN strong, to make ASEAN integrated, and to make ASEAN more outward-looking, and to make ASEAN stronger in the centrality role in the regional cooperation mechanisms. And to be a responsive member, responsible partner of the world community, Vietnam is striving our best to fulfill all of our commitment, and also to fulfill the common, to tackle, to share the burden, to tackle the common challenges to the region and to the world. And also, I think that the relation with the country in the Indian Ocean regions, I think so far Vietnam has very good relation with all of you there. And in our new context of development, we see that the relation between Vietnam and the members of Indian Ocean region is more and more important, and we will more and more taking into consideration when we formulate our strategy of development, when we formulate our strategy of defending our fatherland there. So let me take this opportunity to say a few words about that. When we talk about the oceans, I think no one can avoid talking about the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea and the application of the UNCLOS here. But here I think that we are delighted that most of Indian Ocean regional countries are state party to the UNCLOS. And this is very important because we have a common foundation to talk with each other. And the important is that we should have a common interpretation of the UNCLOS when we apply to the different conflicts on the sea, on the ocean. Yeah. So it is my firm belief that adherence to the international law, particularly the UNCLOS, yet it serves as the foundation for peace, stability, and prosperity, and sustainable development. And with a strong commitment to the rule of law, I think that the IOR country can have a common stand and common foundation to discuss on any differences on the maritime disputes, on the dispute on the ocean as well. I think for Vietnam on this issue, I think that we are a developing country, and we are a small country. We say small country. So for small country, the international law is very important. And we consider the rule of law and the principle of international law is a very important means to safeguard our legitimate national interest. So I believe that maintain the maritime safety, security, freedom of navigation and overfly, and unimpeded commerce is the key to national and regional economic cooperation and development as well. And for all the above said regions, so I'm here to express our fully support to the conference. And I'm confident that the conference will bring about a new idea and new initiatives in promoting cooperative relations among countries in Indian Ocean region and between Indian Ocean region and ASEAN and in all ASEAN members, including Vietnam in particular. So without further ado, I'm very appreciate and welcome the keynote address by Dr. Jaishankar from India. So I thank you.